In this episode of the Private Pilot Podcast, we're going to be diving into the exciting, the riveting, the topic of FAA medicals. All right, so I was being a little bit silly there at the beginning. Medicals are a very serious topic, and it can be exciting actually to talk about. By the way, this is the Private Pilot Podcast, brought to you by our number one rated online ground school. Check it out, MzeroaTrial.com. But even more importantly, did you know we have a new Private Pilot Blueprint out right now? PrivatePilotBlueprint.com. This is in its third edition, and I am so proud of the MzeroA team. This is like such, my name may be on the cover, but there are so many amazing team members who participate in bringing this book to fruition. It's everything I wish someone would have told me before I started my flight training, how to save time and money in the whole process. Last we counted, we were over 50,000 copies in print. Super, super proud. I mean, considering there's only 600,000 pilots, like we're in a niche market. So to get 50,000 books out in a market that's only 600,000, I'm pretty happy with that. We are just very, very blessed with that. So privatepilotblueprint.com. Hey, waving at everybody that's watching on YouTube, Facebook. Some of you listening on iTunes or Stitcher, however you listen. Great to have you all here. Thanks for letting me take a little podcast break coming off of Oshkosh as well. Really, obviously, Oshkosh is a ton of work, but it was really helpful for my mind as well to take a little bit of a summer break. In addition to taking a break from in-flight coffee, just good to have like this mental break, being a dad, being a husband, and just loving on my family. It's been really, really great. So thank you for everybody for allowing that to happen. But work still continues, and I don't look at it as work. It's such a fun profession we get to do. Hey, our topic today is going to be FAA medicals. That's what I want to share with you all today. I know on Tuesday we spoke quite extensively, and the title was, Can I Even Pass My FAA Medical? I want to dive a little bit deeper, and I want to share the importance of some things. And that was a way longer video than I intended it to be anyways, if you watched it. If not, I'll give you a good overview here. And then I want to take it a little bit deeper. Like, I want to really dive deep into the topic of BasicMed. BasicMed can be like your I don't want to say your get out of jail free card, but BasicMed can keep you flying when you otherwise maybe wouldn't be able to 15 years ago because you wouldn't be able to earn a third class medical. So we'll cover that here at nauseum. I never do podcasts that long, but to honor your time and everything else, we'll cover it in great detail with that. Hey, one last thing I forgot to mention. We are still doing, and maybe this is news to you, if you're into some drone flying or want to get into it, we're doing a contest. DJI, they are the largest drone manufacturer, just launched their new DJI Avata drone. It is a great little FPV, first person view drone, great starter drone to get into FPV or whatever that may be. Fun little machine. We're giving one away. MzeroaContest.com if you'd like to win. MzeroaContest.com if you'd like to be entered to win that. So some fun stuff there. Let's talk about it. Can I just dive right into BasicMed? Let me explain something to you. And I want to start with BasicMed here. Then I'll talk about sodas a little bit and share some stories I wasn't able to share in the Tuesday content. BasicMed can keep you flying, allow me to explain. And every pilot, if you are listening to this and you are a pilot, right? I don't care if you're a 17-year-old private pilot or a 65-year-old private pilot. It does not matter to me. Every single person listening to this needs to go get BasicMed. Mine's getting renewed by the time you listen to this, it'll be months. Mine's going to go get renewed at my regular old annual physical. I would imagine most of you are probably going to do an annual physical anyways. It's one of the few things that's included in your health insurance. Anyways, you're getting your annual physical done. You might as well earn your BasicMed as well during your next annual physical. Now, I'm not saying go out special or move your annual physical around or whatever it is. You can certainly keep it. I imagine you'll be fine. But when you have your upcoming annual physical, I need you to earn BasicMed. Think about it. Now, what if you have invested so much money in learning to fly, or you're about to invest so much money in time in learning to fly? What if you develop sleep apnea? What if you develop high blood pressure? What if you have to get a stent in your heart? Well, all these little things that could be, I'm not saying they are, but they could be disqualifiers for an FAA third class medical. If anything, they're certainly going to make the process of renewal and maintain your medical very, very difficult. Whereas something like BasicMed, and I'll put it in basic terms, this isn't perfect cut and dry, but as simple as, this is crude to say, if you can maintain a driver's license, you can maintain BasicMed. It's not that clear. It's not like that perfect. That's kind of a very crude way to put it, but it's a way to think about it. You still have to pass your annual physical. You still have to pass a questionnaire and everything else, and your annual physician has to feel comfortable signing you off for this thing, right? There's still some things you got to do. It gives you a fallback. Now, obviously, if you're flying for compensation or higher, BasicMed is not going to help you maintain your career. You cannot operate a career from BasicMed, but you can maintain an amazing hobby that you've invested a lot of time and money in through BasicMed. Let's talk about BasicMed. Let me talk about what you can do on BasicMed really quick. And I want to pull up the list here so I don't miss anything. Did you know you can fly an aircraft that is authorized to carry no more than 6 occupants, including yourself? That's a Cherokee 6. That's a Piper, Matrix or Meridian. You can fly with no more than 5 passengers. You can fly an aircraft with a max certificated takeoff weight of no more than 6,000 pounds. That's a decent sized little airplane, considering a 172 weighs, 1,600 pounds, right? Operates under VFR or IFR within the U.S., so that this will limit your international hops, Bahamas, Canada, Mexico kind of stuff, but VFR, IFR within the United States at an indicated airspeed of 250 knots or less, shouldn't be hard for most of us, right? And an altitude at or below 18,000 feet MSL. 5 people, less than 250 knots, under 18,000 feet or 18,000 feet or less, 6,000 pounds or less of aircraft weight, VFR, IFR, there's a lot of options. Now, you cannot fly for compensation or higher. That is a caveat with this. So I need you to be mindful of that there. But there are still a lot of great options for you to maintain your hobby that you're loving, that you're enjoying right now. Now, if it's a career, well, and I've said this for a long time, and let me just share this quickly because there are a few people listening that aspire to make aviation a career. When you are pursuing a career in aviation, you always need to think of a fallback, because medicals, especially first class medicals, every 6 months, that's a lot to maintain. And you're going to be young and healthy for a long time, but life will catch up to you. You've got to maintain a healthy lifestyle. I'm always amazed at people who are pursuing a career in aviation, and let's just say they have habits that are not conducive for a long-term healthy lifestyle. So I just want you to think about that. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle is so important, but having a fallback just in case there's things outside of your physical control of everything that you can do. That's why I always recommend earning an aviation management degree. So many people earn an aeronautical science degree, which is just a degree that says I know how to fly an airplane. I'd rather see people earn an aviation management degree that says, hey, I've got the business acumen to hang out with you in the C-suite, or at least in middle level management. I was a pilot, I have this medical issue, but I can play a role in middle management. I can play a role in the C-suite. I've got that degree business background, not just a great flying background as well. That's my soapbox 2 cents with that, because medicals are such a tough and touchy topic with that. Now, what do I do, by the way? I'll come back to BasicMed here. What do I do though if I have to fight the good fight earning an FAA medical? You need to find an AME that's on your side. And I know I took a little bit of heat from my previous comment, but I still stand by my previous comment of I like to find, this is my bias, this is my personal opinion. So they can I read the comments, right? They can be mean. That's okay. This is my professional opinion. I believe in only going to an AME, Aviation Medical Examiner, that is a pilot. I need somebody that understands fully inside and out aviation and the medical side of things. I will not go to an AME that's not a pilot. I'm sorry. Maybe that is my limiting belief. And I know I'll continue to take some heat for that statement, but it is true. I need somebody that's in my corner and understands and can mentor me and guide me as to where to go as well. In fact, I've given this advice before. Chances are your AME obviously is a doctor of some other sort, right? Could you, let me just give you a hypothetical scenario. Let's say you are dealing with high blood pressure. Let's just say high blood pressure to keep it simple, because that is a common one that gets people. You're dealing with high blood pressure. You could go, or you're just worried about earning the medical in general. Call that AME up and say, hey, my name's Jason. I would like to just schedule a physical with you. My goal is to eventually earn my third-class medical. I realize I just want to do a regular old physical. I want you to treat it, do it like a dry run for my third-class medical. I want you to go through the same kind of process you would for the third-class medical. Obviously, I'm not going to do the paperwork. You're not going to do the paperwork. I'm going to pay you for a physical. I just want a practice run here. And at the end of this physical, I need you to tell me the truth. Would you today, if this was the real deal, almost like a mock check ride, would you today have given me my third-class medical? And if the answer is yes, say, awesome. When can I get back on the schedule to do the real thing? And if they say no, find out why. No, I couldn't give you your third-class medical today because your blood pressure was 160. I need to see you get this down here. Or you're on this medication and the FAA doesn't care for this medication. In fact, they need to see you off of it for 3 months. So check with your doctor who prescribed this. Can you be off of this for 3 months and then come back to me? Get that level of data from them. That's the kind of person I want to work with. I want to work with somebody who knows aviation and aviation medical examining. It's just that simple. And someone who's willing, if you're the tiniest bit hesitant about your medical, do a mock medical. Is that a term? Did we just make up a new term? Go do a mock medical and work to earn it that way. Now, it may come to it where you need to fight the good fight, as I often say, and earn what's called a SODA, a statement of demonstrated ability, SODA, SODA. You may need to earn this. Why would I need a SODA? I'll give you an example, and I've used this example for many, many years, but it's one of the hardest but best fought battles I've had with Oklahoma City. That's where the medical office is, in Oak City, was with one of my best friends and one of my earliest students is an insulin-dependent diabetic. And we first went to an AME that said, absolutely no way is this going to be possible. That AME was not a pilot. I then got the advice of, hey, go to this guy over here. He's a pilot. He gets it. Talk to him. And he told us the truth. He said, listen, it's going to be really, really difficult, but I'm willing to help you along the way. Because in order to earn a SODA, your AME has to be fighting for you and with you. And it is fighting. It's not like picking up the phone and calling Oak City. It's sending snail mail and reports back and forth and waiting and waiting and waiting. It's hurry up, get me this report and wait. That's the SODA game. Would anybody be so humble to share in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, or maybe you're just listening on Apple, go find this video on YouTube or Facebook if you feel so inclined, and just maybe share your journey, because I guarantee there's people out there that are struggling with a similar issue that you have. And you could earn that, and how you earn that SODA. And I know ground school member after ground school member, individual after individual that has fought the good fight successfully and earned that SODA. And let me tell you something else. Once you've earned that SODA, it's real hard for them to have take-backs on it. Now, you have to still keep it up. For example, my friend who, again, still to this day, obviously, is an insulin-dependent diabetic, he was issued his FAA medical with a soda that read, first off, we need to renew this every 6 months. So he's getting a new FAA medical every 6 months. It also read that he must check his sugar before each flight and every hour thereafter into the flight and keep a log of it. And if his sugar gets below this, he needs to either, I think it was eat something, or and if his sugar doesn't rise above this level after X amount of time, he needs to land the airplane. It was like that specific. That was a multi-year battle. I'd have to go look back at some of my early CFI notes, but I want to say it was a 2 or 3 year battle. That poor guy, we had every requirement met except his solo time. We had every requirement he could possibly need to meet except solo time as we waited for that medical. And he just wanted to keep flying. That was his choice. This is why, I'll give you this advice as well, and I want to come back to BasicMed and I want to honor your time here. This is why I recommend this in the Private Pilot Blueprint, the new book, privatepilotblueprint.com. Earn your medical early. You just never know. I run into learner after learner, student after student, whatever you want to call yourself, that is 10 hours into it, thinking they're getting ready to solo, goes to earn their medical, and it's something silly. I had reconstructive shoulder surgery 10 years ago. And it comes up because all your medical history comes up. And there it is. And you get an AME that doesn't really want to deal with that or know how to deal with it. And next thing you know, you're deferred to Oklahoma City, and you're waiting. And I'm speaking from experience of dealing with this with my poor students. You don't want to have to fight that good fight. And it's no fault of Oak City, by the way. They are just doing their job. They are probably, understaffed and underpaid and working a ton. If I had to guess. I don't know anybody there or anything like that. I wish I did. This is why you need an organization fighting for you. AOPA has their legal services and their medical services to help you with this. There's also industry-specific organizations. One of my favorite online ground school members, I won't share their name here, is hearing impaired. Such an amazing human, hearing impaired. It was actually he that shared with me about something called the Deaf Pilots Association. I said, I'd never heard of this before. There's a Deaf Pilots Association, and they will help you fight the good fight on earning your SOTA and earning your FAA medical. I thought, what a cool thing. And these organizations exist, MzeroA ground school members and nation. They are there to the FAA wants you to become a pilot. They're not there to stamp everything denied. They are there to approve people. They want to approve you. They want more pilots. It justifies their job, right? They want more pilots. So think about it that way. Can I go back to BasicMed quickly? This is long for a podcast for me. I normally don't talk this long on a podcast. My podcasts are short and to the point here. First off, you need to have at least held a medical, an FAA medical, so issued by the FAA at any point after July 14th, 2006. If you've never earned a medical before, earn one once for me. Then go do BasicMed. But if you've held a medical at some point since July 14th, 2006, you should apply for BasicMed. You need a valid U.S. driver's license. You need to answer some health questions on what's called a comprehensive medical examination checklist, a CMEC, C-M-E-C. Your annual physician, DO, doctor, whoever you go to, will fill this out as well. It needs to be a state licensed physician. They're going to also fill in that CMEC. This does not have to be an AME. Mind you, I'm telling you, it's your annual physical, your personal doctor. You then need to go take a BasicMed online education course. AOPA does one, Mayo Clinic does one. They're free. Print out the certificate they give you. You need to fly with that and keep that with you and on you as well. And also have that CMEC with you and on you, that form as well. That's valid for 48 months. And your online safety course is 24 calendar months. Let me just double check yes, 24 calendar months on that. Now, this being said, as I wrap up here, all this being said, just because you have a medical doesn't mean you're always fit to go fly. You have a fight with the boss, a fight with a spouse, you get road rage one day, you're not feeling well, you have a cold. Heck, you go take some Benadryl. There's a list of over-the-counter medications that are on the FAA no-fly list. Basically, if it says do not operate heavy machinery, that means don't fly an airplane with it. Make sure you understand those sort of things. Please, please, please. If you have any FAA medical questions, you can certainly reach out to the team here, and we'll do our best to get you in touch with the right people who just live and know and understand this sort of stuff. Don't hesitate to reach out to industry organizations that are specific to your needs out there as well. So valuable and important. Hey, if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, please like and subscribe as well. Subscribe on iTunes, this podcast, so you get all the updates. Don't forget, we produce 4 podcasts: the Private Pod Podcast, the Instrument Pod Podcast, the Commercial Pod Podcast, and the CFI Podcast as well. Don't forget about the new book, Private Pilot Blueprint, privatepilotblueprint.com to check that out and learn more. Please go out there and be a light. We are living in a weird, dark, crazy world, and you are called to just go out there and be salt and light to everybody you come in contact with. And just do that. Just smile at the next person, because you just never know what somebody is going through. Somebody's fighting the good fight with Oak City right now, or whatever that may be. Just y'all do such a good job of this in the comments and everything else, of just being so kind to one another. I see some other aviation groups out there, and they are just not nice to people. Just be nice. We do something so cool. There's no need to be mean to people. That's not how you get far in life. Thank you for all that you do. Go out there and be blessed so you can be a blessing to others. And most importantly, remember. That's a bad snap. Hold on. Remember. There we go. The good pilot is always learning. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you.